4% weaker, and Nigeria's all share 0.6% in positive territory. In East Africa, Kenya's NSE gaining, rather losing 0.58%. The Mauritian Simdex 0.26% firmer, and Uganda's composite was flat on the day at 1,833 points. If we move now on to your currency markets, in Southern Africa, a dollar gets you 10.2 Botswana Pula, a touch above 13 South African rands, and around 9 Zambian kwacha. If you're on the west of the continent, a dollar gets you 4.4 Ghanaian cedi, 562 Ivory Coast francs, and just shy of 361 Nigerian naira. And then finally, in East Africa, a dollar is over 103 Kenyan shillings, about 33 Mauritian rupees, and 3,600 Ugandan shillings. And that's your African business and markets news from Johannesburg. I'm Samay Zake. Back to you at the Sky News Centre.
This is Sky World News, and coming up, 2 more terror attacks on European soil, this time in Catalonia in Spain.
I want you.
You have a big influence on your kids, so teach them the life lesson of cooking. Begin with Ben.
Dogs have always had subtle little ways of telling you when something's wrong. But with gum disease, it's not that easy. So Pedigree developed Dentasticks. Just 1 chew a day could help reduce tartar buildup by up to 80%, reducing the risk of gum disease, letting him get on with the really important stuff.
Enjoy Ant and Dec's Saturday night takeaway online slot game, exclusively at 32red.com.
Welcome to Ant and Dec's Saturday night takeaway,
featuring Ant vs Dec free spins and the amazing Win the Ads bonus feature.
It's time to play Win the Ads.
Play online, on mobile and on tablet. Get £10 free when you join 32red.com, where you're the big deal.
At Morrison's, it's our big cleaning event with this 1.2 litre bottle of Bold for £2.77. Morrison's.
What are you up to? You think I don't know what you're doing? I know. Those spines won't protect you. You're mine. Now where are your eyes? Aha!
Whiskers, feed their curiosity.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words...
This is the biggest sporting event of our lifetime.
This is more than just a fight. We going all out.
I'm out of retirement just for Conor McGregor.
Shut your mouth. Hard work. His head is too small. I'm the best. Sleep this. One shot is all it takes me.
Ain't never been beat. I'm ready to shock the world.
Mayweather McGregor, live on Sky Sports box office. To book, see channel 491 or go to skysports.com/Mayweather McGregor.
The 2 terror attacks in Catalonia has raised the question, just how can European countries do more to stop them? Well, earlier we spoke to Anthony Glees, who is the director of the Centre for Security and Intelligence Studies at the University of Buckingham.
I think it's the job of people like myself on the outside of security communities to try to offer some kind of judgment on what the right security policy needs to be, given the kind of threat that we are clearly facing. These weaponized hire truck attacks are designed to kill and maim as many people as possible. This has clearly become an accepted Islamist tactic, and we know what the strategy is to sow terror amongst us here in Western Europe. So we know what people are doing, and we will want to be sure that Las Ramblas, which was an iconic site for the 30 plus million tourists who will have gone to Barcelona this year, and therefore also an iconic site for Islamists, was properly protected. And although people are saying, yeah, there were police around, it does seem as if this killer or killers, and please note the so-called Islamic State has issued a statement praising its soldiers in the plural, will want to know that it was properly protected, because deterrence is a really important weapon we have in the fight against these people. And of course, we shouldn't forget, in February this year, the police foiled an apparent terrorist attack in Barcelona. And last year, the so-called Islamic State issued a statement announcing that it wanted to realize Osama bin Laden's aim of retaking what the Islamists call Al-Andalus, the Islamic colony of Spain, and that they would launch terror attacks. So add all these things together, and you have very big questions to ask about whether these 30 million tourists were kept as safe as they should have been. We have to make foresight out of hindsight. Where we know people are doing things, we have to think carefully how they can be deterred and foiled. Everybody's seen those photographs, those videos of a boat landing full of men on a beach in the Costas, the men all piled out of there and rushed off into the sand dunes and the hinterland. That was a sign that maybe the Spanish authorities are not taking this seriously. But turn to the hire truck aspect of this. Require everybody that hires a truck to show proper and good cause why they are hiring trucks. Even if they've got a perfectly good cause, they won't worry about giving this information. But if they haven't, they may be deterred. The bottom line is, these people are rarely lone wolves in the strict sense. They're usually part of a network, whether they've come in from outside, from Arab North Africa, or whether they are Islamists from Spain turned on by previous successful attacks. Where one attack is successful in their terms, there will be other attacks. We're not immune from it. As I said, London Bridge, Borough Market, Westminster Bridge, these should have been very, very secure areas, and they weren't. We're in this together, but we've got to be cleverer than they are. And above all, we've got to deter people. Think of Wimbledon, for example. We've just had this iconic, marvelous, iconic event in Wimbledon. They take security seriously. They've been doing so for more than 30 years. And that is the sort of standard housekeeping security work that people who are lucky enough to have iconic sites under their jurisdiction increasingly are going to have to do until this threat is over for once and all.
While East Asia enjoys a pleasant evening, inspiration blooms in Europe.
Friday is set to be a cool and windy day with showers or longer spells of rain, especially in the north and west. It will be a cloudy and wet start for much of Scotland as outbreaks of rain slowly drift northwards. Elsewhere, there will be some sunny spells and scattered showers, heaviest in the west. Overall, Friday will be a cool and windy day with sunny spells and further showers. Longer spells of rain are likely across northern Scotland, Northern Ireland and the Republic. The rain across Ireland and Northern Ireland will spread into Wales and northern England during the afternoon, as the rain in Scotland clears northwards. Strong winds and showers will gradually ease on Saturday.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
This is Sky World News, and coming up, more on the terror situation in Catalonia. Good morning. This is Sky News, our top stories. Police kill 5 suspected terrorists in the shootout in the town of Cambrils, south of Barcelona. 6 civilians and 1 police officer were injured in a second vehicle attack in Cambrils in the early hours of this morning. It comes after a van crashed into crowds in the heart of Barcelona's historic Las Ramblas. 13 people were killed in the city centre, as the Belgian government says one of their citizens were among the victims. Police say 1 man has been arrested in connection. There are reports that a second has either been shot or taken into custody. This is the first picture of the man alleged to have rented the van used in the attack. Good morning, welcome to Sky World News. We start with breaking news from Spain. Catalan police have 5 suspected terrorists in a shootout in the town of Cambrils, south of Barcelona. Police say they will carry out a controlled explosion in Cambrils as 5 of the suspects were carrying bomb belts. It comes after a lethal van attack on crowds in Las Ramblas in the Barcelona city centre yesterday afternoon. Separately, 6 civilians and 1 police officer were injured in a second car attack in Cambrils in the early hours of this morning. Well, Sky's Mark White has the latest now from Barcelona.
Yeah, confirmation now from the authorities in Catalonia of a second terrorist attack that has happened in recent hours in that town of Cambrils, south of Barcelona, in which we're told 6 civilians and 1 police officer have been hurt when a car drove into people in that seaside resort. As part of that police operation, that response to this terrorist attack, a number of attackers were shot. At this stage, we're told by authorities that 4 attackers have been killed and that a 5th attacker has been shot and wounded and is now in police custody under hospital guard. This is a fast-moving situation, of course. We're quite a number of hours now after the terrorist attack earlier yesterday in central Barcelona, in which 13 people were killed and more than 100 others were injured when that van ploughed into people in the central Las Ramblas area of Barcelona. That attack, we're told, is linked to the situation that has been ongoing and is ongoing now in Cambrils. The authorities saying that those who have been shot, those who carried out this attack in Cambrils, are linked to the events in Barcelona. We don't know at this stage whether the individual who was behind the wheel of that van in central Barcelona may have been among those who were inside that vehicle that was stopped, confronted, and then the attackers shot by police officers. That may come out in the hours ahead. But what we can tell you is there's still a very significant security operation in and around Barcelona in the early hours of this morning. On central roads going in and out of Barcelona, there are police roadblocks, miles of traffic with people going nowhere fast, all being checked as they go through these armed